The Galactic Union had conquered 17 systems in rapid succession. Their military might was unquestioned, their technology superior, and their soldiers bred for combat across 1,000 worlds. They had never encountered meaningful resistance until Earth. Commander Vex stood on the bridge of the Asterisk Inevitable Conquest Asterisk, watching the blue-green planet grow larger on the view screen. Intelligence had classified Earth as a deaf world, a planet with extreme conditions that should have prevented advanced life from developing. Yet somehow, these humans had not only survived, but thrived. Final approach to Earth, Commander, reported Navigator Trill, her 4 hands moving across the control panel. Atmospheric analysis confirms high oxygen content, extreme temperature variations, and dangerous levels of solar radiation. How anything survives down there is beyond me. Vex narrowed his primary eyes. Never underestimate Adaptation, Navigator. Prepare the drop ships. 1st Battalion will establish our beachhead. The Union's strategy was simple: quick strikes, overwhelming force, and exploitation of biological weaknesses. It had never failed, until now. 1st Battalion's drop ships entered Earth's atmosphere at dawn, targeting a moderately populated area in a region called North America. The objective was to secure a human military installation and use it as a forward base. Lieutenant Mord led the first wave, his elite squad of 10 warriors touching down in a grassy field. The gravity immediately felt stronger than their homeworld, but their exoskeletons compensated. "Move out," Mord ordered through his respirator. "Remember your training. These humans are primitive and fragile." They advanced through wooded terrain, sensors scanning for threats. A small cluster of human dwellings appeared ahead. "First contact imminent," Mord reported to the command ship. No sign of defensive positions or. A loud crack echoed through the trees. One of Mord's warriors collapsed, purple fluid leaking from his helmet. "Projectile weapons," shouted Mord, diving for cover. "Activate shields." More cracks followed. 2 more warriors fell before they could activate their personal shields. "How are they penetrating our armor?" hissed Sergeant Kell, checking his fallen comrades. "These are primitive metal projectiles." Mord scanned the tree line. They're just civilians, not military. What the aliens couldn't comprehend was that on Earth, in many regions, weapons training began in childhood. Hunting was recreation. Marksmanship was a hobby. The humans firing upon them weren't soldiers. They were simply residents protecting their homes. Back on the command ship, Vex received the distressing reports. 1st Battalion was in retreat after sustaining heavy casualties. 2nd Battalion had landed in a region called Australia and encountered creatures so venomous that several warriors died despite their protective gear. "This doesn't make sense," Vex muttered. "How did the humans survive here?" Science Officer Lyra approached with a datapad. "Commander, we've been analyzing human physiology. What we're seeing is concerning." The display showed a human skeletal structure. "Their bones are internal, Commander. A structural endoskeleton made of calcium deposits, constantly regenerating." "That's barbaric," Vex said, recoiling slightly. "It gets worse," Lyra continued. "They possess redundant organs, can survive losing significant quantities of blood, and their skin. Their skin regenerates when damaged. They call it healing." "Impossible," Vex whispered. "And there's more. They can adapt to almost any climate on their planet. Some can survive temperature ranges from -50 to +50 on their scale. They can go days without water, weeks without food." The command center fell silent as the implications sank in. They weren't fighting soldiers. They were fighting creatures evolved to survive on a planet that should have killed them. The 3rd day brought a coordinated human counterattack. Earth's militaries had organized surprisingly quickly, adapting their tactics to exploit weaknesses in Union technology they'd observed during the initial skirmishes. Vex watched in horror as reports flooded in, humans charging into battle despite injuries that would incapacitate any civilized being. Humans infiltrating Union positions by holding their breath underwater for impossible lengths of time. Humans continuing to fight in environmental conditions that should have been debilitating. During one battle in a region called Siberia, a squad of Union warriors encountered a human outpost. As they approached, the temperature plummeted to levels that caused their equipment to malfunction. Yet the humans emerged from shelters wearing only minimal protection, moving comfortably in conditions that froze Union hydraulic systems. "They're not bothered by the cold," reported the squad leader in disbelief. "They're just adapted to it." In the tropical regions, humans fought through sweltering heat and humidity that overwhelmed Union cooling systems. In mountains, they operated efficiently despite thin air that left Union soldiers gasping through respirators. By the seventh day, Vex made the unprecedented decision to call for retreat. "We cannot win this war," he told the Union High Command. "These humans, they evolved on a planet that should have killed them. Their basic adaptations surpass our most advanced survival technologies. And worse, they're learning our weaknesses faster than we're learning theirs." As the Union fleet broke orbit, Vex stared at the blue planet receding on the view screen. For the first time in recorded history, the Galactic Union had been defeated not by superior technology or numbers, but by the simple, terrifying resilience of creatures born on a death world. In the aftermath, the Union classified Earth with a new designation: approach with extreme caution. The report contained a single recommendation regarding future contact with humans: diplomatic relations only. Physical confrontation inadvisable under any circumstances. Across the galaxy, the message spread among Union warriors, producing an instinctive fear response. Beware the Death Worlders. Their very existence defies the laws of nature.